Today is good to have you back. This time our focus will be on many things, especially table. Of course, many of us use tables, many cases when it comes to Microsoft Word, especially Microsoft Word 2016. But this time our attention will actually go very broad. Our detailed explanation on the table will actually assist you in using table effectively at any time, any moment, at any point in time. I may assume that many of us are not using table the way we should use. It's obvious that more than 50% of us do not know that table we can actually do much more than we do in our day-to-day use of the table. So let me show you in this detailed discussion on table and few other things. But anyway, before we go into table, let's quickly do something about it. We are now in insert on Microsoft Word 2016. Okay, so now of course, if you come to this part of it, you can actually do what? You can actually set your, you can choose your prepared covered page. Okay, predefined, predesigned cover page. Take for example, this may be your choice covered page. So you can just make a choice of putting it there. Of course, it has already been designed down, so you could as well adjust it to suit what you want. That's no problem. Suppose you want to make some further adjustment, what you need to just right click on group it. Once you have on group it, then you can separate most of these, and you can see, and separate the lines, separating the colors, separating some of the shadow and whatever it may pleases you. That's allowed. Of course, there are many. You can go back there, make a choice. It's just up to you. Can you see them? There are so many. You can scroll down to make much more. Take for example these. Of course, like people will say, no, that is not too fine. Okay, could make a choice. Just make a choice of yours. Now if you want something on too black, it's already designed you a format, but you could adjust it as earlier mentioned, and actually do whatever it pleases you. That's okay. That's okay. Of course, you can go back there and keep selecting and make a choice of the cover page that you may like in order to use as a predefined cover page. That's just good, and you can make that, and you can get that from under insert. All right. All right. Now also you can have your page break. Page break is where you can get it. That means you want to break or move to the second page in that Microsoft Word. You could choose that. Of course, you can have blank page and page break. They are all here. Okay, nearly almost the same thing. But then our attention will quickly shift to our point of consideration. Where we really want to focus attention to is this one called table. Table. A lot of us use table, but now we are going to learn it in much more detail. How do you use table? Just if you want to insert a table, just click on it and determine how many rows and columns you will want to use. Okay, determine your rules and column by just moving in here and click whatever you want. As soon as you click, it appears here. Okay, that's good enough. But this is not enough. We are going to detail on this and going to explain in much more detail. Okay, as soon as you click on it, it opened a design. If you notice, now we have two designs, one here and one here. All right, this design is referred to as table tools design. Table tools design. We will come back to design. Well, let's focus attention to the one that is a bit more complex, which is that table tools layout. Table tools layout. So our attention in this tutorial will focus on explaining this. Okay, now let's start from this side of it. All right, you have what they call select. You have select. Okay, now select can be very useful. Now let's see. Now the first one is select cell. As soon as I click on select cell, cell is a single one of it. Each of them are called cell, so you can see it selected. So if you just want to select it that way, you can do that. If you don't like that way, you can just double click on any of the triple click on any of the cell will as well highlight it. Three times of clicking, triple clicking of it will do the same thing. The same can be applicable when it comes to selecting column. Can you see that is a column? So when you talk about column, this is a column. Okay, so you can go on and on and on. Do you want to take a roll and so on? Let's try it again. You want to take a roll, and you notice that. So in case you do not want to stress yourself trying to highlight it on your own, you can use this method. Of course, there are other methods of doing that. Take for example, you can come to the left margin of that cell and just click on it. Automatically will highlight that. Okay, that is another means of doing that. Okay, now let's go further. How much more can we learn from it? All right, we are moving on. Let's just pick a little of the properties. Properties that can be very useful too whenever we want to use Microsoft Word's table. In this property, you can actually set the width, the height of each of the cell. Okay, how much it can also be indexed. Index simply means, take for example in this index, watch out what it means. Okay, it means you can use it shrinking in and so on. So all that can be gotten through this environment property, but there are so much we would like to learn. Of course, there are much more you can have. Even the border, if you want to set a border page to this, remember border can be used in many other platforms, but on table you can as well use border. How do you do that? Just come here, choose your border, and determine whether it should be in the whole work or only in the section highlighted, or the whole section and so on. Whatever pleases you, click on it and apply. Okay, you can see it selecting and okay, covering all the pages because of the one we choose. All these can be found under the property of the table. Okay, under the property of the table. There are much more, but let's go to the okay. I don't like the board. Let me go back. We are going to now focus attention to draw table. How do we use draw table, please? It's simple. Just go there and have a click on it, and you can draw the table. Sometimes you may need more rows and more columns in the process of your work, and you feel that what you have is not enough. So just go there, pick it up, draw. You can see we're increasing by the rows and the columns, so you can use that. Of course, sometimes there may be need for you to erase some of the things you have on your table. Maybe you don't really like that, or maybe it was too much and you didn't just want to erase it. This is the function of erase. Yeah, to erase it, just click on it and then just go to where you want to highlight it this way and leave your hand. It's gone. As simple as that. As simple as this. So that is what that tools is used for. What about delete? Of course, although it's close to the rest, you can just right click, or you can just click on the one you want to. Maybe let us assume this is what I want to delete. After selecting that, okay, I will just have to, sorry please, maybe this is what I want to delete. After selecting this, I will just, we are sitting on layout, I will just go to delete and click on it. As soon as I click on it, it would ask me, what do you want to delete? Do you want to delete the cell? Do you want to delete the column? Do you want to delete the row? Or delete the entire table? Of course, you could make a choice. Let me take the rows, for example. Automatically, the row is gone. So with this, you can delete it. Of course, we have alternative. Alternative means is that you could just select it. After selecting it, the next moment, you just right click on it and then you can make a choice. See, after right clicking, if you notice that among what we have here, we have delete cells, so you can just choose that and then decide whether whatever you want to, and it will delete. Alternatively, after selecting it, you could choose on your keyboard to use backspace. On your backspace on your keyboard will still come to the same process. Okay, you can delete. So there are absolutely many means of doing that. So now let's go further. Well, you can ask word insert text, for example. Okay, let's apply text. Let's add text to our content. I think I have text here. Okay, let us have some text to the content so that it will make much more meaning. I'm copying some of this text into what we have here. Okay, let me just split it into different cells. Okay. Please bear with us. Let's just split it and say it occupying space. Okay. Alright, so as we are working now, let's see how we can make use of this and to illustrate or explain in more details how we can manage our table more efficiently and more effectively and be much skilled in the use of table. Okay, let us assume this is what we have, and in this process we're talking about adding, or maybe you want to insert above. Sometimes we want to insert more of the rows and the columns, and it could just be that where we want to insert it is actually from above or under or wherever place we want. So you can just make a choice. Okay, highlight where you want to send. I want to the path you want to insert more. All right, under assembly. Now if you want to insert it up, see what will happen. Just come here and click. You notice that we have another rows and columns up. Sometimes many persons find it difficult to know how to add this. It's very simple. You could do this, as well as you can right click. When you right click, you can as well insert it among them. That is very simple. That is applicable in all other ones. You can insert it below. Take for example, you could just insert it from here. Just click on it, insert it below. You can notice that there's another empty rows and column actually here. The same, you can use it by the left, right, or whatever means that suits you, of course. Apart from that, we can actually merge cells. When you see merge cells highlighted, as soon as you highlight the area you want to merge, you click on it. Automatically the cells are merged. I'm on doing that now. You can as well, after highlighting, right click on it. After right clicking and just come to merge cells. You can see merge cell here. Of course, you will just get to do the same thing. Very simple. So we want to be expert in the use of table. I hope we'll follow in, because much more are going to be learned in the process of going through this one after the other. Apart from merge cell, we can also split cells. Split cell, not only to merge, we could as well split our cells. Okay. All right. Now let's take for example, we want to split our cell this way. All right. We are still under that table layout. Okay. Just come to split cell. Okay. Split cells are here. Now, how does split cells work? Watch out. It asks me, how do you want to split it? Number of columns and number of rows. Let me just take only this and reduce this. Okay, watch out what will happen as soon as I click on it. You notice what have happened? Okay, the area of the cells that I have highlighted, I have chosen the number of cells and columns and rows I've chosen are the ones that are splitted and also highlighted, so that if that is my interest, I could just copy these parts and paste wherever I want to, and as if I'm forming a new table. This is what I mean. I could just have it. Okay, no, let me put in a screen. You can see, you can just have it. Those are the areas that I worked on just now, the ones that I have chosen just now. Okay, now let's go back to our work. So now, apart from splitting cells, we are now going to split table. Oh, of course, that one is even much more interesting to me. How to split table. Sometimes we may have something we want to write and want the table to end at a point in time. Maybe we have already we have a table full of so many things and we want it to split, or to have it into different parts. So the same thing, just highlight where you want to split. Okay, this time no longer cells, this one is the table in this step. So come to the table and just click on it. Simple. Then you can choose to type whatever you want to type, making the new heading for your work. That's very simple. That's very simple, as you can see. Very simple as that. Okay, all right. So this is quite possible if you can stay with us down to the end of the tutorial. Okay, so that is simple way of splitting table as well as cell. All right, can we go further? Now let's go further. Okay, all right. Okay, now we are making progress. What more can we learn from the table layout? After splitting cells on the table, you can do what we call auto fix. Now auto fix, let's see how it works. Alright, after dealing with auto fix, now our attention will focus more on some other things. You could determine the height, the width of your columns and rows by choosing the height here and the width here. Have you noticed that? So you could choose height and the width of it by clicking on this. Then you have the width and the height. So all this can be done under the layout. This is table tools layout. Okay, all right, let's just talk about it a little more. Sometimes if we want where we want our text to start in each of the cells can be determined from this segment. Like for example, watch me as you notice the differences. Alright, now we go further. Another point of interest is that sometimes we may have so many things and so many rows and columns that it seems that the heading cannot contain in a page. When we turn it to landscape, it's still much of a problem, and we wonder what more can we do. Alright, now rotating text can be very useful. Okay, that is called text rotation. This is where text rotation can be done. So just go there, could highlight the area, the page or the section you want to rotate. Go there and click. See it rotating. By so doing, you can save some space and able to manage your table more fully. So you can just do that. Alright, we earlier dealt with merge cells. Merge cell, we have already done that. We showed different means of getting to use merge cell, but we can as well come here and do the same thing, and we call it merge cells. But let's make progress, because you can sort your table. You can sort your table sorting. We know what sorting is. Either you can assort in ascending or descending order. Now let's give a try of it. In ascending order, for example, you can see now it has changed. Now we now have F, whereas F, I, okay, I, P at the last, because we sorted in ascending order. Now let's sort it in descending order. How do we go about it? You go back to that same sort. Yeah. Alright, descending order, just change it to descending. If you actually don't want to sort it by text, if you are dealing with the number, maybe you are dealing with the numbers, the date and so on, you want to sort it by date and all that, you can just choose it here and so on, whatever you choose here, and then you come to descending. After click on descending, of course you can see P now is up and F is down. So that is about sorting, and that can really save much of your stress instead of you trying to rearrange it manually one after the other. No, that is not necessary. Just come to sort and get it sorted out. Of course, it's called sort. You can easily sort it out. Alright, now another interesting part of it is that sometimes we may want it to have, okay, maybe you have this on the table, you want it as a normal text. Of course, you can as well get it back as a normal text. To get it back as normal text, just come to the convert to text. So click on convert to text. You determine which of these will be necessary, and whatever you choose, and you just click on OK. What happened now? Everything has been splitted and it becomes regular text. So you can do as well, convert it to text and able to use whatever you have on the table before as normal, no longer in a table. So that is what that is used for. Alright, let's quickly now focus attention to not only table layout. Let's quickly discuss about design, table design. We're going to be brief about design because of the time, because we want to make sure that we grasp all as much as we can, because it's very beautiful that we have learned so much about it. Now, it may interest you to know that when it comes to design is very helpful. Now, let me show you that you do not need to always depend on this kind of table format. Come on, you can do better. Now, what we have here, you notice that our table has changed. Of course, notice that it looks different. So instead of always depending on the default format of the table, you just make your choice. Of course, you can as well define what you like, and even customize yours to suit whatever pleases you, and whatever pleases you can just be your own style. You don't just need to depend on others to be doing things. You can sometimes do your own things your own ways. How can we do more on this? Of course, you can as well use your own table format as it were. Of course, we do not want to go back to the border and the rest of the columns. We have already touched some of them as we were discussing. But now let me show you something about when it comes to the shading. Shading allows you to choose your color and determine how the columns or the rules or the box or the cells will be like. Take for example, you can click on this. You can see what happened. So you can click. If you come in here, you can make a choice and click. So anything you want to do with your table is allowed you to do just so. Take for example, you want to, let's just say you want to use this. Maybe because you want to emphasize that particular cell because of the importance of it, you can actually do this. That is possible under this segment of design table. Well, when it comes to border, choosing the border and how the table looks like, because we can do much. In fact, this table now we can do without the line, even though the line has to then become embedded line, invisible line, and the text will still remain where they are. So this is very simple. You could just click on it and come to the border and decide that you don't want to see any border, no border. Okay, now you can see it's the same table, but now border doesn't show. Although the border is there, but now is becoming transparent lines that we cannot see. So all these are possible with the help of this table design. Okay, now let's talk about briefly about how we can deal with the design our border table border. All right, so we can just choose our border by choosing the line of our choice and draw it to the area of our interest. Automatically it becomes table line, and the border wherever place that it pleases you, feel free to do so. You can see. So you do not need to always depend on the conventional or the predefined formatting. Make your own style in your own way. You could choose how the lines will look like. You could choose the color. To choose the color, come to this pen color. Alright, so choose the color of your choice and draw it. Do your things your own way. So definitely we have discussed in detail when it comes to the table. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you were able to follow along till the end. Of course, I want to hear from you what you have learned, and also the style you often use. What more can we do with the table, and what more can we achieve with this different format and so on. So I want you to practicalize this and just make it a part of you. I hope to see you in our next tutorial. Please remain blessed as we make progress in this channel. Thanks so much.